Y'all already know what's going on, man. We in the building. We in the building. Attitude Era podcast. I need everybody to tap in. We a little late. NXT just kicked off. It was a movie. Yeah, hear me? Let me read these comments. What y'all talking about? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. What up? What up? Deadbeat Void. What up? Polo. What's the word, my guy? What's the word? Oh, snap. Matthew. What up? I'm here. You know what I mean? Listen, anytime it's anything that has to do with the Attitude Era, y'all gonna see me on the screen, man. Anytime it has something to do with the Attitude Era, y'all gonna see me pop up. I heard the Hardy Boys. I said, what's going on, man? I heard the Hardy Boys and said, what's going on, Polo, man? Yo, listen, man. First of all, what I want to say is I think it's amazing how Shawn Michaels is able to bring such big stars to NXT, because for the people that really watch wrestling, you know how it used to be even with 205 Live and at the beginning of NXT and Tough Enough and all that stuff. It was really downplayed as, you know what I mean, you got to get your weight up. It's the, you know what I mean, you got to get your weight up brand. So now that they really bringing big major stars over to NXT, it's gained like so many legs. So we gonna cover everything. But first of all, just to know the Hardy Boys are going. I might go. Like literally, I'm gonna check where it's at. I'm gonna make, if it's in Orlando, I think I'm going. Just Eric, what up? I think I gotta pop out. I gotta be here live because you might not see the Hardys. You know what I mean? Their days is numbered to wrestling. They're legends. You know what I mean? Legends in the game. I met them before at AEW backstage. We was this close to getting them on the Attitude Era podcast, and then I was supposed to get them when they was at the Wrestling Universe, but it wasn't possible. But just to know that the Hardy Boys are coming back to wrestle in the WWE arena is iconic, man. That's iconic. That is iconic, man. I'm really looking forward to next week's show just off of that alone. Like, I don't care what else they put on there. You got the Hardy Boys wrestling. It is going to be legendary. NXT is no longer the third show. I agree. No longer. You can't, cause this episode right here, somebody say it's better than Raw. Somebody say it was better than Raw last night, man. Sometimes I feel like the major shows, they're telling so many stories that sometimes it doesn't have the same energy as NXT, because NXT, you focused on really 3 or 4 stories, so it's easy to tell it, and it's 2 hours. Like, sometimes less is more, man. I think NXT being 2 hours helps it a lot, man. I'm actually waiting for SmackDown to go back to 2 hours, y'all. I don't know who in here, before we continue, who in here is a fan of the SmackDown being 3 hours? I'm not. I need SmackDown to go back to 2 hours. I'm not really feeling the 3 hours, man. Like I said, Matthew, you said it best. NXT gets right to work. They get right to work. Like, they don't waste no time at all. They get straight to it, man. No yeet. You feel me? No yeet at all. I'm not a fan of 3 hours cooler than you. Me even, man. I gotta pack it up. Good night. Vinny, what up? What's the word, Vinny? Yo, let me ask y'all this. How do y'all, before we move on to the next topic, how do y'all feel about the Hardy Boys not only coming back to the WWE, but coming back on NXT? I think me personally, just, you know, watching wrestling as a kid, I think it's amazing. But y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Man, how nah, it's way too long. Yeah, I agree, Vinny. Way too long. Like, we could wrap up the show faster. I'm excited for next week. Card looks pretty fire. Did they say any state that it's in? Because if not, that means it's on Orlando. And if it's in Orlando, it's in Cincinnati. Damn, it's in Ohio next week. I think if they fit more matches in 3 hours, it'd be cool. Sometimes the promos drag on too long. Yeah, that's what I'm really learning about television now, and it kind of disgusts me. That's kind of why I don't watch TV like that. Like, if you watch the All-Star game this year, They actually did the runtime, and it was 30 minutes, 34 minutes of basketball, and 2 hours and 40 something minutes of commercial breaks. Insane. That's wild. Like, what are we doing all that time? What are we talking about all that time? It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. I might not that Miz and LA Knight promo dragged a bit last Friday. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. The next thing I want to get into, y'all, because this is my guy. This is my guy, man. This is my guy. Trick, man. I feel like Trick should have been brought up to the main roster already. I don't know how I feel about this Eddie Dawn rivalry. I don't think it got too many legs behind it. It's not really doing it for me. I mean, I see he came back today. You know, it's kind of like an Undertaker style promo of saying Eddie, it's not over because he lost that vengeance, which I don't even understand how the hell you let Trick Williams, the 2-time NXT champion, lose at Vengeance Day on a major PLE. Yeah, I thought Trick would have been on the main roster by WrestleMania. My only thoughts now is they're keeping him in Taft to stand and deliver. I don't know. I don't see anything else that makes sense. Because to me, like I said, I've been there chiming in. Shout out to Jerry. Shout out to Archie. Shout out to Gamaj and them. But every week when I get on there, I feel the same way. Like, why are we like Trick is just having meaningless feuds? Like, they're not going, it's not going nowhere. Like when him and Carmelo fought before the belt, it meant something. They had a rivalry. Even him and Obafemi, like Obafemi was the North American champion. It made sense him going up. This feud right here is like, I don't know. What is it? Do they not think he's ready? I don't know. I mean, to me, I don't think they don't think he's not ready. I think they just trying to hold on to whatever bit of good ratings they got. That's what I think it is. It got to be that. It got to be that. Yeah, facts. I was just making sure that this is working. Hold on. We good. Yeah, so it gotta be that move up Trick and have him feud with Melo again. I mean, I wouldn't want him to feud with Melo again because I think that's NXT. If anything, you could bring him back as a tag. You could bring him back as a tag team. I mean, now Trick got his own persona, own character. You know, it's like when DX broke up and they come back, but now after, you know, he already went on his own, and now they come back even stronger because, you know, Trick got a buzz now. You know, before when they was teamed up, it was kind of like Melo was Shawn Michaels and Trick was Diesel. So now, you know, Diesel don't win a couple, you know what I mean, WWE championships. He didn't gain momentum on his own. That's how I always looked at them, and I feel like that's how Shawn Michaels marketed them too, being that you know, it resembles his career. Like Trick was looking like Diesel, and Melo was looking like Shawn Michaels. So yeah, Gamaj, what's going on, bro?
Good, what's going on, man?
Chilling. I see you got the, I mean, Undertaker lights. You got the entrance. You know what I mean? You feeling like the dead man tonight, man?
Man,
Okay.
I'm
How
just
you
going with
felt
the
about
NXT.
huh?
No, I'm just going with the NXT vibe. Everything was dark.
Yeah, facts. How you felt about you know what I mean, the Hardys pulling up?
I didn't expect it to be with the team that called them out, but I was hyped.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the tag teams for NXT. Was it Axiom? I think that's the full name, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that match is gonna happen, but they're probably gonna wait for Mania week for that match.
Okay. But I think it's what you mean?
Like, I think they're gonna do like TNA tag champs versus the NXT tag champs.
Oh, but you saying you think they're gonna do that at Stand and Deliver?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I like I said before, I'm just happy to see the Hardys back on WWE. Like, I feel like that's where they should end their career. They had their biggest history on WWE, obviously. And then, you know, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy too, but Jeff Hardy had like a good singles run in WWE too. So I feel like they get really ended on a good note. And the last time when they came back for WrestleMania, they got a big pop. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's ever a day if you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you don't like the Hardy Boys. Like how don't you like
Yeah,
them?
you can't, especially if you were into the Attitude Era. That was
Yeah.
like they were the ones, man.
Yo, my boy NF Book said Gamarge with the Wire 6 rollout. Hilarious. 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 Yo, Gamarge, we skipping through. I'm just trying to fill you up to date before we go on to a new topic that we ain't cover. How Trick lose a strap match during Black History Month. See, that's why I'm feeling like that's the one thing that if I had to say, what's the difference between wrestling from when I was watching it as a kid to now is shit like that, G Dollar. Like they missed the subtle nuances. Like back in the day, that would have been incorporated in the promo. Somebody would have said that. Right now, the match after he lost the strap, Eddie Thorne would have been like, how are you losing a strap match in Black History Month? Or Trick would have went into rage and used it in his promo. I feel like all that counts. Like at least if you're going to give us something we don't want, make it entertaining as hell. Because I definitely don't want that feud. I don't know how you feel, Gamaj, but I really think I don't understand why Trick is not on the main roster.
I mean, I don't get it either. I'm still thrown off at the fact that he lost.
Mm-hmm.
But judging by how they did his promo after Eddie had his match,
yeah,
it looks like they're really pushing the darker tone for Trick. If this is gonna lead to, like we were talking about the aggression with Trick coming on. If they're trying to really make him go like full on with this, and then the next time he sees Eddie, he just starts wilding on him, then okay. But I still don't think he should have lost that match.
I definitely don't see how he lost the match. Ricky Saints. How you feel about that?
I don't mind the name. I don't mind Saints. I could see that being really used good for promos and on merch.
Yeah. Him and Wesley.
That's a that's a good one.
Ethan Page and Wesley take on Ricky Saints and Javon Evans. And Javon Evans, you know what I mean, crashed the parade with Ethan Page. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you ask me, Ricky Starks, man. I don't. You know what I mean, like what I be saying is, I know WWE got more money than AEW, so it's like, come on, man, buy out the name, man. Figure it out. My whole thing is buy out the name, or you know what I mean. Let's just go all the way left. Then let's just call them something all the way different. We don't gotta go with Ricky Saints or Ricky whatever. Let's just go in a different direction because I feel like Ricky Saints is like cheesy. Like, come on, yo, like that's the thing, man. Like the names, that's the thing they forgetting. Like, and I know Z and Jerry was talking about doing the theme music, and I quite frankly told Jerry, like, pack it up, man. You're gonna get packed up in this day and era. The one thing that I have a problem with wrestling nowadays is the names and the theme music. Like, you can't. I don't even gotta see Ricky Saints, but let's just think about Ricky Saints opposed to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Triple H, Mankind, The Undertaker, Ricky Saints. Like the name sounds like he don't even belong with them.
Right. It's not a standout like those names are.
No, like literally Ricky Saints. If we in gym, Ricky Saints is getting like if they run me the list of people I need to put on my team, right? In basketball, and I see Ricky Saints, he's the last pick. Yeah, y'all in the chat, y'all know what I'm saying. Like, you know, when everybody waiting to get picked in basketball, Ricky Saints literally he goes to the team because there's nobody left. Like he's there. The person makes the last pick, and he's sitting on the bench with his head down, and it's like, Come on, Ricky, man. Fucking come on, Ricky Saints. Like, that's what the name's giving me. But it's so crazy, right? That this is life. Like, when you're marketing something, every detail counts. It's still with an S, and the letters are close to the same. But Saints and Starks just got a different ring. Because when you hear Ricky Starks, partially somebody will associate that with Tony Starks, which is another big bright name, right? So then you're already in the algorithm because Starks, Tony Starks, Iron Man, Avengers thing going on. But Starks, it just got prestige. Like, people think I'm trolling, making it funny, but on a real standpoint, like, if you trying to build the name, like, the name counts. Like, let's be honest. Sometimes we're not just sold on the wrestling. We sold on a name. We sold on the theme music. We sold on a storyline. We sold on a character. Because there's a lot of wrestlers that got everything I just said, and then they don't even know how to wrestle. But then you don't even care that they don't know how to wrestle because you just like everything else.
Yeah, they got the name, they got the theme, and they just over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do feel like we're gonna get some good wrestling out of them. We're gonna get some good entertainment. Eventually, I think, the name will just stick. You know how it goes. After a while, it just falls in line. But I would have went with a better name. I'd have took a little more thought process going with that. We got some crossover promotion happening. This is a big deal. Oba versus Moose. How you feel? How you feeling about that, Gamarch?
That's a dream match of mine. So I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it a lot. I wasn't expecting Moose. That actually caught me off guard.
Yeah. I mean, but at some point in time, right? What did we say? We said if they wasn't going to try to do a rematch with Trick, which I wouldn't want to see, because it's like, is Trick going? Why would Trick be getting the belt 3 times? That won't make sense. So we knew we wasn't getting Trick, and who else? Like, literally, with how dominant Oba is, like, who else would you put against him?
I don't even know who you could use right now, because I don't want to see Eddie face him again. You can't. No. Yeah.
So my question to you is, when him and Moose face off, who you got? Yeah.
Damn. I'm not gonna hold you. It's gonna depend where they do it. Okay. I mean, I can imagine they'll do it for the NXT PLE. If they do it in NXT, I'm gonna say Oba.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I still don't think you can go against Oba. I think it's a heavy challenge. It's a challenge that makes sense. I could see it, like, stature wise, they belong in the ring with each other. But yeah, man, I don't see Oba Femi losing that title until they're ready to call him up.
Yeah, that he's got that aura of just. I don't see him losing anytime soon.
No, I mean, my whole thing is, if you building him up, why would you make him lose? If you make him lose, it kind of, it's like you got that Brock Lesnar thing, that Goldberg thing going on. You know how, like, he's untouchable. So you would only want to see him lose, one, when he's going up to the main roster, or when you find somebody, like, for instance, if Braun Breaker wasn't already in, WWE and Raw, and Braun Breaker just emerged in NXT, that's somebody you would have take out Oba, because now you want to make him the new dominant person when Oba leaves, or, you're just using him to put him over. That makes sense. But other than that, you like, and that's what I mean with the booking. There's certain people that you can't have beat Oba Femi. And that's the only thing from that Trick championship run that I could say I like that they did. They had somebody worthy take the belt off of him this time.
That's true.
The Ethan Page situation, I didn't think, no disrespect, but disrespect. I didn't think Ethan Page matched, one, the name, the popularity, or he was the right person to take that belt off of Trick the first time. So that, like, if Trick keeps the belt all the way up into Oba Femi, I'm comfortable with him losing it to Oba Femi. The problem that messes me up with the run is that he lost it to Ethan, and then you turn around and not so long after that, you have him lose it again. And then neither time is he on the main roster? So it's kind of like, what are we really doing? Like, you're diminishing. I would still say your most popular wrestler that you have on the roster in NXT.
I do agree with that. The only thing with the Ethan loss that I don't think hurt Trick that much was the fact that he didn't get pinned.
Yeah, but you know what that is though. That's like, I feel like that should have happened. That match particular, that happens on a regular weekly show on NXT. That loss, and then he might get it back at the PLE.
That is true,
in my opinion. Anyway, but I get they was in Canada, so that's why they did it. But I still don't think Trick should have lost that belt. Moose winning the Rumble next year. I don't know if Moose.
Yeah, that's a reach. He ain't winning that.
Ethan should go to main roster because I don't see a path from getting the belt back. I don't think so. Even War Hero said Ethan waiting for WrestleMania to pass. Maybe. Are we still mad at Moose for supporting Tessa Blanca?
Damn it. Why'd you remind me? I forgot he did that.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, y'all. I think this show tonight was better than Raw last night. I would give this NXT about 9 out of 10, man. It was a good show.
This was a really good show.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
Even
we got the introduction of Ricky Saints.
Yep.
What'd you feel about Jordan Grace?
I thought Jordan Grace was good.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like I still don't know how I feel about her being in NXT because I thought they were gonna put her in the main roster.
Yeah.
So I still don't know how I feel about that, but she did have a good showing as her first official WWE match as being part of the roster.
I will say this. I feel like the women's division right now in wrestling is they got it right now. Like, and the reason why I say they got it is because, you know, wrestling is at an all-time high as far as ticket sales. It's at an all-time high in terms of ratings. But with the males, I just feel like a lot of storylines and a lot of male wrestlers is not getting used right. But with the women, I feel like they got it. Like they rarely miss with the woman. Like, I don't know if it's somebody else, if it's a woman writing for the woman, but they might need to get her to start writing for the men too, just so they can start getting everything lined up to be the same. Cause my oh my,
yeah,
you know, the woman got it.
Dude, I'm even intrigued with the Kaylani and Jada Parker feud right now.
Yeah. Nah, they, like I said, from every brand, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, you really can't. The only thing the only L the woman are taking. Let's keep it a bean because we got to call the good with the bad. They flopped on that Jade storyline. That storyline is atrocious.
Yeah, they took forever for that.
Like Jade's storyline, I don't know, and I'm a big Stone Cold fan. Stone Cold is my favorite wrestler, but I think they always mess up with car crashes. The Stone Cold storyline was trash too when he got hit by a car. I don't think they should do those storylines because it's the Jade thing is still up there. Stone Cold, remember he was fighting a real life injury. They wrote him off. They wrote him off for TV with the car crash, and then you know what I mean he's beefing with Triple H, but then Rikishi did it, and then Triple H sent them. Like it's going the same way with Jade.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
It's the same storyline. They're rewriting it over with the girl version, and it was trash when they did it with Stone Cold, and it's trash now when they're doing it with Jade. Like it's way too long. Like it's way too long without hints being there. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, or just telling the story the right way. Like, so they got to hang up the hit and runs, man. They got to hang up the hit and runs. Like, for me, the hit and run storyline with Stone Cold and the, what's the other joint I didn't like with Stone Cold? Oh, and the heel turn. Yeah, that means Bianca did it for sure. And Naomi, and she set Naomi too. I mean, even when they did it today, it's so predictable. When they showed it on SmackDown, they were like, oh, I know who did it. It was them. Look, you see him. It's like, obviously, now we know.
Yeah, and they got two antsy when they showed that clip. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
we know where this is going.
yeah, we know exactly. We know exactly. We know exactly where it's going. What's the Is there another PLE for NXT before Stand and Deliver?
I don't remember.
Um,
I want to say there might be, but I don't think so.
y'all tell me no, right? So everything is up to Stand and Deliver. So what matches you think is going to be on Stand and Deliver?
I mean, I think two's already kind of confirmed. I mean, I'm hoping Moose and Oba and NXT champs, the Hardy Boys versus Axiom versus the Hardys.
Archie, what up? Good night. I think there's one before. What's the PLE before?
What happened?
First of all, who does Trick face at Stand and Deliver? Because if we're not bringing him up to the main roster and he's staying around, who the hell, like, he has to have a big fight? So who do y'all think Trick fights at Stand and Deliver? Gamarj, who you think?
Hoping it's not him.
Hmm?
But it looks like it might be Eddie again because they just showed they're gonna reignite that.
Yo, man. Look, they lucky I don't got a blanket in here, man. I'm going to sleep, man. And a triple threat, Oba, Trick, and Moose. See, I like that. I like that. If they put that together, I could get with
I do
that.
like that.
I could jack that. I'm getting with that. Oba, Moose, and Trick, Stand and Deliver. I'm pulling up to Vegas. I'm pulling up to Vegas. Yeah.
You know what?
Eddie in the underground match.
If the whole
Roadblock is coming up.
If the whole Eddie feud leads to Trick being darker and more aggressive, and then we get to that triple threat, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. Roadblock. I went to Roadblock last year. Roadblock was my first NXT event that I ever been to, and it was a movie. That's when they did the special Hell in a Cell match. What's it called? They had the joints at the top of the cell, and you had to grab the cage match. It was a special cage match, and you had to grab the, the joints off the cage match. Jack was in it. Shit was crazy. That's the show I went to, and that's the one where Trick came back. You know what I mean? He came back. He was injured, and he came back to fight Carmelo and all his people. And then the next one and then the next one I went to, that's when me and Austin was in the crowd, and Trick, they shouted us out, and I met Shawn Michaels, and Trick dapped us up on the way to the ring. Now, I mean, shout out to Trick, man. Trick is my guy. He's a real one, man. We was real close to. I was real close to bringing him out at Stand and Deliver last year. So yeah, that'd have been a movie, man. We performed at Wale Mania. It was lit, man. It was a lit 2024, man. Shout out to Trick. The Asylum Steel Cage. There you go, Polo. There you go. That joint was insane. That joint was literally insane. I'm gonna take this last minute that we on there because we're gonna wrap it up at 30, y'all. Everybody that's in here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter, and we're on YouTube. Turn your notifications on the channel. We got a lot of dope things that's coming. We in WrestleMania season, so it's going to be lit. I'm hoping to get everybody that's a part of the Attitude Era out there for WrestleMania. We need to be out there as a unit. I feel like it's going to be crazy. And we're going to figure out some other things that we got going on. So y'all stay tuned. Tonight, storyline wise, Archie and Jerry had an injury. You know what I mean? So, they might have got attacked backstage. So they won't be on the podcast for the foreseeable future. That means Friday they'll be back. So, yeah, you know what I mean? We just keeping a WWE storyline going in there. Okay, Polo, you'll be out there. I'll be out there, yo. I'm hoping to see everybody that be in the chat out there for WrestleMania this year. Make sure y'all pull up the Wale Mania. I'm gonna be I got something going on over there, most likely. So Pull up, y'all. Another great night for wrestling. I really enjoyed this episode of NXT. I thought it was fire. Like I said, 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, same for me. This was a really great show.
Yeah, so we out of here, y'all. I'll see y'all. I'll be on here for a quick second on Friday. Good night.